All right, go ahead. What you call about?
So anyway, yesterday we were talking, and basically I was going to challenge this idea that you promote in terms of when you're born again, that you've lost the capacity to sin, or you cannot sin,
Right?
Because you've taken on God's nature,
Right.
And I'm just curious as to how, when you say that no man is good, how does a person who is not good, how does he obtain the nature of God? Because God is good.
Right. That's a good question, Jerry. That's a good question.
Reconcile that for me.
Because once you're born again, before you're born again, you have Satan's nature, and Satan's nature is that of judgment, anger, resentment, hatred, which is all the same. And so he is influencing you, and by having that anger, you are subject to Satan. He controls you. You're not in control. So there is no good in you because you're of Satan's nature. But once you forgive and God forgive you, you're then born again, and now he take away Satan's nature and give you back his nature. And it's his nature that you live from within you. We're just an instrument, right? And we're influenced by the God that we serve. And so when you're born again, God takes over and you live from his nature from within.
Okay. So
there is no your own nature.
Okay, so where is this in the Bible? Because I hear you ask people when they challenge your view, you say, where is that in the Bible? So I'm going to ask you the same thing. Where is this view that you present? Where is that in the Bible? When
it says that when you're born again, it may not be exact word because I'm not one of the Bible thumping kind of people. It's when it says that amazing. It says that once you're born again, old things are passed away and all things are new. You become like him. So the old things you used to do, you can no longer do those things because your nature is of God now. You're back home. You're like your father. You represent your father. You're like him. So you can't do the old things anymore because they don't exist in you.
You and I are in total agreement up to one point, Jesse, because there was one Sunday that I came to church, and the Sunday prior to that Sunday, Alan had an issue with you in terms of studying the Bible.
Who is Alan?
And Alan, he's one of the members of your organization. He's the one who does movie productions.
I don't know him.
And things. But anyway, I was
I don't know Alan.
Well,
Reggie. His name Reggie, not Alan. Joel said his name Reggie.
Reggie.
Is he talking about Reggie? Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyway, Reggie had said something the previous Sunday, and after church, he and I went to lunch, and we were in agreement. I said, okay, well, next Sunday, we'll hopefully continue this discussion.
Right.
And so the following Sunday, I'm there. I'm in the front row. I'm sitting right next to Reggie. And he raises his hand, and he brings up a totally different subject. And I didn't say a word. You and him were kind of having a back and forth, and somehow you made a comment that basically you said, listen, we don't have time to go over this. We talked about this last Sunday, and I'm not going to let you or your friend here, continue to be disruptive at the church. Now, I hadn't said anything.
Well, you had said prior that you were going to join forces with Reggie with this Bible stuff, and that you're going to come back. That you're going to come back with the Bible stuff. I'm not letting my church service become a Bible debate. It's not a town hall meeting, and so I'm not going to let Satan come in and do that kind of stuff.
Right. But the whole thing for me was that Reggie decided to talk about something entirely different, and it was at a point where I'm like sitting there saying, why am I being falsely accused?
Because you had already informed everybody you're going to come back ready with the Bible. You're ready with the Bible, and so I wasn't having that. Anything else? I got to run, but I'm not going to let you guys turn the church service into some Bible thumping debate because, first of all, you're not supposed to convince anyone that they're wrong about it. So I'm letting you guys do what you do, believe what you believe, live the way you live. And it's not personal, but I'm not going to let you turn it into a Bible town hall meeting.
Well,
So
that was not even my
I don't
intention,
believe, I'm not going to argue like that, you know.
Right. Well, that wasn't even my intention, Jesse. My intention was
Well, you made it clear that you're going to join forces with Reggie, and you're coming back. You're ready to do the Bible thing. And you say y'all went to lunch, and y'all decided to come back and do it. But anyway, Jerry, I got to run. Hey, Jerry,
can I just make one last statement real quick?
Jerry.
Because you're not even allowing me to.
Because I got to run, man. I cannot argue with you guys about this. It's a waste of time.
I'm not even arguing about that, Jesse. The only thing I wanted to say was it was an instance where you bared false witness against me, and that's one thing.
No, you don't want to say that. I didn't say anything that you didn't say. You came back.
I was going to join forces with Reggie concerning studying the Bible. I didn't join forces.
You even said you ran from work when you heard Reggie going through that stuff with the Bible. You said you left work.
The previous Sunday.
You said you left work to come and join forces with Reggie, and then you're going to come back. I'm not allowing that to happen.
Right.
But thank you, Jerry. I can't hang on. Thank you, Jerry. You need to be more aware of yourself, man. I am not trying to convince anybody of the truth, really. I'm not. Only God can do it if you admit you're wrong. If you like the way you live, if you like quote the Bible, do it. You like believing what you believe. As a matter of fact, I have a good example of why we shouldn't convince anyone of anything. You should either see it or don't see it. It's really up to you. I have a perfect example. CNS News is reporting that Pope Francis said that Jesus was a man, not at all a God, and all hell had broke loose. I'm saying that part in the Catholic Church. Is Pope a Catholic?
Yep.
And
supposedly.
Do you know about this? This is James.
I didn't read the story yet. No,
you don't know
I don't
about
know the details.
Well, apparently a longtime friend of Pope Francis by the name of, this is Spanish stuff, Eugenio? Eugenio.
Let me look. Eugenio Scalfari.
So what do you say, Nick? What is it? Eugenio Scalfari.
Eugene Scalfari.
He claimed that the Pope told him that Jesus Christ was a man of exceptional virtue, but not at all a God. The Vatican did not deny what Scalfari reported, but said the Vatican did not deny what he reported, but said it could not be considered as a faithful transcription of the words of the Holy Father. Pope Francis also claimed that hell does not exist and that condemned souls just disappear. Erhino reported last year. So the primary thing is, if this is true, I don't know. I didn't hear the Pope say it. But the Pope said Jesus was not God. He was just a man, right? And so did the Catholics think that Jesus was God before he said this, or was not God?
I don't know where the Catholics stand. I would think that they would believe that he is so-called God the Son. So that's what I would think, but I really don't know for sure.
But how come they're so upset at the Pope for saying this?
Because don't they call Mary Mother of God?
Come and tell us, Nick. I think Nick used to be a little Catholic. So
he looks like one.
James said you look like a Catholic.
Do I look like a Catholic?
He said you look like one.
What he's trying to say is he's Mexican. That's what he's trying to say.
So before the Pope said this, were the Catholic believing Jesus was God or the Son of God?
So as far as I know, it's pretty ingrained in the Catholic. It's even in their. It's called the Catechism of the Catholic Church, which is a separate writing from the Bible.
Right.
delineating what they believe and stuff. And part of it is how Jesus is man incarnate, and he's fully man and fully God, and the Trinity stuff and all that.
They believe that.
Yeah.
And so now
that's why
that
this is a shocker.
it is, because now that the Pope said no, he was just a man.
And that's why
he was had good virtues and all that.
That's why all the headlines too. I'm seeing a bunch of headlines about this, and even Breitbart, even like their headlines say stuff because the Vatican put out a response.
Right.
You know what they think about this.
Right.
And they said it's not exactly what he said.
The Vatican did not deny what the writer said. Yeah.
But they did say it's not. We can't say that that's exactly word for word what the Pope said, right? And so the headlines are all saying, "See, the Vatican's denying it." It's like the Vatican didn't deny it.
Right.
So everybody really wants to. They want to say the Vatican. No, the Pope's wrong. Jesus is God. They want to like ignore him, but.
This is why with the Bible thumpers and others, I don't try to convince anyone, because if I convince you and you believe it, and then I come back and say, well, it's not true, your life is turned upside down.
True.
You're only supposed to believe in God, have faith in God. And that way you're not up and down because you can see for yourself. Well, that's why I don't argue with the Bible thumpers. I'm okay, fine with me. But only God allows you to see. And so the Catholic people are like tripping. They don't know what to think now, right?
This is gonna send them. This is gonna send a bunch of them to really self-examine.
Amazing. I gotta take a break. 2 more hours to go. When we come back, we're gonna move calls.